I think that is the case because
I'd like to call to order the reorganizational meeting for the town of Shandaken 2020. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pursuant to Resolution 13719, the Town of Shandaken Town Board will conduct their annual reorganizational meeting at 6 o'clock p.m. on Monday, January 6, 2020, for the purpose of conducting related business. Board Member DeScalani? Here. Board Member Steen?
here.
Board Member Storms? Board Member Van Larkin?
Here.
Supervisor Stanley?
Here. So first off, I'd like to again welcome our new member. It's nice to see a new face up here. Kyle Steen is joining the board. Gail Albert, again, I want to thank her for her years of service here. And we look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
So aside from that, there's not much. This is all old business kind of stuff. It's really reappointments, positions, titles. A lot of the people haven't changed. It's pretty much the same people coming back. The only additions to the end of the resolutions is we have one resolution wanting to pay all bills. We have another resolution which was, we were confronted with, had a discussion with ADP payroll services. We've been using paychecks for years, and we're deciding that we're going to change to ADP payroll services, which will save the town taxpayers approximately $5,000 a year in costs for payroll. Aside from that, we do have one other resolution. This is concerning the New York City funded flood buyout. There's a property that if you're standing on the Route 28 bridge in Mount Tremper looking upstream, exactly adjacent to the stream and the bridge, it's owned by Kirkpatrick family, and they would like to consider going to negotiate with New York City to have it bought out. There's a trailer that's located on the property. It was blown up during Irene, and they've never gone back to fix it, and it's sitting there vacant, basically. And they just want the option of looking what the city can offer them for a property that they don't inhabit any longer. Supervisor's report, December 2019 revenues, medical insurance reimbursement $150.66, Phoenicia water rents $12,966.02, ambulance fees $14,770.96, town clerk fees, Easy Pass conservation $48.11, rental of real property $1,302.85, justice fees $8,635. Building permit fees, $805, dog licenses, $14, zoning fees, $115, engineering grant, $1,362.38, planning fees, $175, Ulster County mortgage tax, $64,282.73, and Ulster County sales tax, $39,608.17, for a total of revenues for December of $144,235.88. I kind of went a little out of order, so I'm sure Joyce has some announcements.
I do. I have, well, short thing. Sorry about that. Otherwise, county taxes were mailed out on December 27th. If you didn't receive your bill, you can go to our new tax website at www.shandakentax.com and look it up. And just so you know, we're the only town in Ulster County that offers online tax info and Tax payments received are updated on our website at the end of each business day. This will allow you to download your receipt. This will also allow big savings on postage for the town. If you didn't pay your onto our school tax in September of 2019, the taxes will be added onto these bills that we send out with extra interest, of course. And as always, town announcements, meeting and events are posted on our website, shandaken.us, and our Facebook page.
Thank you. With that, we'll go on to committee reports. Ambulance? Chief.
The December 2019 report, total calls received was 34. Mutual aid was given twice to Greene County. We did not receive any mutual aid. As we usher in the new year, generally our busiest time of year secondary to the mountain, we at the ambulance are adapting to a few big changes. Most notably, our deputy chief, Brendan Whalen, recently stepped down from his position due to moving on to new and exciting things in his firefighting career. Brendan was an asset to this department and brought great perspective during his years of service to the squad. He will maintain affiliation with the squad as a part-time paramedic. I would like to thank Brendan for his service to our squad and to this community, and wish him the best of luck in future endeavors. With that, I'm excited to introduce you to our new deputy chief, James Shandaken. Jim's one of our full-time paramedics with over 20 years of EMS leadership experience, and is the past chief of one of the busiest agencies in Ulster County, New Paltz Rescue Squad. Jim also worked as a ski patroller at Bel Air. He proved to be an asset to the squad even prior to his employment here, as he was instrumental in the development of the standard operating procedures that we utilize to this day in the town of Shandaken Ambulance. Congratulations, well deserved, and I know the squad will only become stronger with your leadership.
Thank you.
Would you like to say something to the board or the public?
I would just like to thank the board and supervisor and the officers that put me in this position. I will not let you down. I see great things coming for Shandaken Ambulance and the town of Shandaken in the future from us. And that's,
Great.
Welcome aboard, Jim.
thank you very much.
Building department, I'm not sure how he's not been feeling well, but, I'm sure it has something to do with his not being in attendance tonight. I have no building or zoning report. Police report, we did not receive as of yet. I don't see museum, Parks and Rec. So, Phoenician Water, Pine Hill Water, we've got everybody here. No new developments in those committees, I guess. So, that will move on to, public comments on resolutions. I'm waiting for it. Okay, never mind. If there's no comments on resolutions,
Not even phone hit comments.
nope. Start right off. Want me to kick it off?
Yeah.
Resolution 1-20, Rules of Procedure. Whereas Section 63 of New York State Town Law provides that the town board may determine the rules of its procedures, therefore be it resolved that the following rules of procedure for regular town board meetings are adopted. The town supervisor as chairman of the town board shall call meetings of the town board to order and shall be the presiding officer or chair of the meeting, and as such shall officiate, maintain order and decorum, and permit public participation in an orderly manner and in accordance with the rules stated below. 1. Pledge. Call to order shall be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. 2. Roll call. The chair shall request roll call of the town board members by the town clerk, and after determining that a quorum exists, the town supervisor shall declare the meeting open. Town supervisor shall read the agenda if not already published and distributed, and proceed to the business of the town board at hand. 3. Minutes at each meeting following the new town board's January special organization meeting. The chair shall provide opportunity for the town board to review the minutes of the previous meeting of the town board. Thereafter, the chair shall entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented or to amend. 4. Correspondence. The chair shall first call for acknowledgement and summary of any petitions or written communications received by the town board. Copies shall be given to the town clerk for recording into the minutes. 5, committee reports. The chair shall recognize committee chairman for the committee's report. 6, public participation. The public will be invited to comment as requested on items appearing in the published agenda, expressing any views, opinions, requests, recommendations, or questions to the board to address and or take under advisement in its deliberations. A maximum time limit of 30 minutes. The public is requested to be brief with their comments. 7, conduct new business. The supervisor's fiscal report shall be the first order of new business. It shall set forth public monies received through the town clerk's office and other sources, and the disbursement of public monies. The chair shall entertain motions to approve the supervisor's fiscal report and to approve all necessary disbursements of public monies through authorized fund accounts. All actions of the town board concerning the supervisor's fiscal report shall be by motion. B, resolutions. For its deliberation on new matters of town business, the board will work from the written agenda distributed to board members in advance, posted on the town bulletin board, and distributed at board meetings to public. Formal actions of the town board must be authorized by motion or resolution of the town board. No motion or resolution shall be brought to a vote unless it has been presented to all members of the town board at least 48 hours prior to the opening of the meeting and on the town website. In emergency circumstances, however, all of the above-mentioned requirements may be waived by a vote of the majority of the town board present, provided there is a quorum. C, every motion or resolution must be seconded before discussion of the town board or the supervisor calls for a vote. All motions and resolutions shall be recorded in their entirety in the minutes of the town board meeting. As a member of the town board, the supervisor may offer or second motions and resolutions. D, town board members must recuse themselves from participation in discussion or voting on matters that involve a conflict of interest and must place in the minutes their reasons for recusal. Abstention from a vote shall only be permitted for reasons of conflict of interest and not for political considerations. 8, public participation. The board recognizes the value of public participation but reminds the public that it is a privilege. Please address the board with respect and civility. 9, adjournment. Following resolutions and open agenda period, the town board meeting shall be adjourned by motion in memory of residents deceased. If the above rules or procedures should at any time be in conflict with statutory law, then statutory law prevails and I move its adoption.
Second?
Scafani, I'm just gonna say the names if you don't mind. I usually say board member, but we're gonna go skip that. Scafani,
Yes.
Steen,
Yes.
Van Marken,
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes. Oh, we can read the next one.
Resolution number 2-20, whereas under section 62 of the town law, the town board should adopt a resolution determining the time and place it shall hold its regular meeting. Therefore, be it resolved, the regular meetings of the town board be held the first Monday of the month unless noted in the town hall of Shandaken, New York, on the following dates during the year 2019. January 6th, 6 o'clock p.m., February 3rd, 7 o'clock p.m., March 2nd, 7 o'clock p.m., April 6th, 7 o'clock p.m., May 4th, 7 o'clock p.m., June 1st, 7 o'clock p.m., July 6th, 7 o'clock p.m., August 3rd, 7 o'clock p.m., September 14th, 7 o'clock p.m., that's the second Monday, October 5th, 7 o'clock p.m., November 4th, 7 o'clock p.m., that'll be the first Wednesday, December 7th, 7 o'clock p.m. I move its adoption.
Second.
Scafani,
Yes.
Steen,
Yes.
Van Marken,
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes.
Resolution 320, town depository, whereas under section 64, subdivision 1 of town law, town board should adopt a resolution designating a bank or banks or trust company in which all town officials shall deposit all monies coming into their hands by virtue of their offices. Therefore be it resolved that Key Bank of New York and Community Bank, N.A. to be and hereby are designated as depositories for the town of Shandaken for the fiscal year 2020 and under its adoption.
Second.
Scafani,
Yes.
Steen,
Yes.
Van Marken,
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes.
Resolution 4-20, official newspaper. Whereas under section 64, subdivision 11 of the town law, the town board should adopt a resolution designating the official newspaper of the town. Therefore be it resolved that the Daily Freeman being hereby is the official newspaper for the town of Shandaken for the year 2020 and move its adoption.
Second.
Scafani,
Yes.
Steen,
Yes.
Van Marken,
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes. Resolution 520, mileage allowance, whereas under section 12, notes of decision 32 of the town law, the town officer is entitled to be paid a mileage allowance fixed by the town board. Therefore be it resolved that all town officers and employees be paid the IRS mileage rate of .575 cents per mile. when discharging their duties as town officials, and move its adoption.
Second.
Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 6-20, expenses for the Association of Towns Annual Meeting. Whereas under section 102, notes of decision 10 of the town law, towns may incur obligations for compensation of town officers. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the payment of expenses incurred to all town officers attending the annual meeting of the Association of Towns in an amount not to exceed $1,000 each, with $200 in advance, with all expenses to be supported by voucher and receipts, and be it further resolved that in case of the zoning board of appeals and the planning board, a maximum of 3 will be allowed to attend, and move its adoption.
Second.
Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 720, American Legion and Veterans of Foreign Wars. Whereas the annual budget approved by the town board provides monies for patriotic observances and veteran organizations, and whereas it has been procedure to pay the same to the American Legion and Veterans of Foreign Wars for said purposes. Therefore, be it resolved that the sum of $2,000 each be and hereby is appropriated for rent of rooms and patriotic observances for each of these organizations for the year 2020, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Beat you. Who did it? Stanley?
Yes.
Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 8-20, Program for the Aging, Senior Nutrition Program, and Food Pantry. Whereas the annual budget approved by the town board provides monies for the program for the Aging and Senior Nutrition Program, therefore be it resolved that the sum of $2,000 be and hereby is appropriated to the program for the Aging, and be it further resolved that the sum of $2,500 be and hereby is appropriated for the Senior Nutrition Program. Be it yet further resolved that the sum of $2,000 be and hereby is appropriated for the Shandaken Food Pantry, and move its adoption.
Second.
Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 9-20, attorney for the town. Whereas the town board may pursuant to town law, section 20, subdivision 25, employ an attorney to give it such professional service and legal counsel. Therefore, be it resolved that the supervisor be empowered to utilize the services of Keller, and Jaden as general counsel to the town board, Greenwald and Doherty LLP as labor counsel, and Jacobowitz and Dubitz LLP as zoning and planning counsel, and move its adoption.
Second.
Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Resolution number 10-20, whereas the town board appoints all employees and officers of the town pursuant to section 20 of the town law. Therefore, be it resolved that the firm of Sickler, Torsia, Allen, and Churchill be and hereby is reappointed town auditors and accountants to an allowance up to $20,000 as allocated in the 2020 budget, and move its adoption.
Second.
Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Resolution 1120, elected official salaries. Whereas under section 27 of town law, the town board shall fix the salaries and expenses of elected officials for the town. Therefore, be it resolved that the annual salaries of said officers be and hereby are fixed and determined for the year 2019 2020, and shall be as follows. Supervisor Robert A. Stanley, 38,000. Councilman Peter Discofani, 9,000. Kyle Steen, 9,000. Faye Storms, 9,000. Kevin Van Blarkin, 9,000. Highway Superintendent Eric Hoffmeister, 51,500. Clerk Collector Joyce Grant, 38,000. Assessor Chairman Pete DeMonica, 37,500. Assessor Dave Channon, 5,500. Assessor Janet Kukowitz, 5,500. Justice Tom Crusade, 19,000. Justice Michael Miranda, 19,000, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 12-20, Deputy Supervisor. Whereas under section 42 of the town law, the town board may create the post of deputy supervisor, therefore be it resolved that the town board approve the appointment of Kevin Van Blarkin to act as deputy supervisor in the absence of the supervisor without compensation for the year 2020, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Scatano?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 1320, Supervisor's Clerk, whereas under Section 29, subsection 15 of the Town Law, the Town Board may authorize the supervisor to make a designation for the position of full-time clerk to the supervisor. Therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board approve the appointment of Lynn Stewart to serve at the pleasure of the supervisor and receive $14 per hour when discharging the duties of said office, not to exceed $25,480 for the fiscal year 2020, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Scafani?
Yes.
Steen?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 14-20, whereas under section 29, subsection 15 of the town law, the town board may authorize the supervisor to make a designation for the position of part-time secretary/bookkeeper to the supervisor. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board approve the reappointment of Barbara Tordak to serve at the pleasure of the supervisor and receive $13.25 per hour when discharging the duties of said office, not to exceed $18,605 for the fiscal year 2020, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Scafani?
Yes.
Steen?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 1520, Deputy Highway Superintendent. Whereas the Superintendent of Highways has requested that the town board establish an office of Deputy Superintendent of Highways. Therefore, be it resolved that Neil Grant be reappointed to this position without compensation for the year 2020, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Scafani?
Yes.
Steen?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 16-20, Secretary to the Highway Superintendent. Whereas under Section 20, notes of Decision 9 of the Town Law, the Town Board shall appoint all employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Highway Superintendent, that Kara Grant be reappointed to serve as Secretary of the Highway Superintendent and to serve at his pleasure, and to be paid $13.25 per hour when performing the duties of said office, not to exceed $24,115, with $1,000 additionally allotted for overtime for the fiscal year 2020, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Scafani?
Yes.
Steen?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 17-20, Deputy Town Clerks and Tax Collectors. Whereas under Section 30, Subdivision 10 of the Town Law, the Town Clerk determines the designation of deputies. The Town Board shall determine by resolution powers and duties of such deputies, and whether or not such deputies shall be compensated by the town. Therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board reappoint Jacqueline Buclumetti as full-time Deputy Town Clerk Tax Collector to be paid $16.50 per hour, not to exceed $30,030 for the fiscal year 2020, and to perform the duties of the Town Clerk Tax Collector in her absence. Be it further resolved that, what's her name? Patricia Hines
Works every time.
be reappointed as part-time Deputy Town Clerk Tax Collector and be paid $16.05 per hour, not to exceed $11,685 for the fiscal year 2020, and to perform the duties of the Town Clerk Tax Collector in her absence, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Scafani?
Yes.
Steen?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 18-20, Records Management and Information Officer. Whereas pursuant to section 20 of the town law, the town board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Joyce Grant be and hereby is reappointed Records Management Officer and Public Information Officer, and hold office at the pleasure of the town board, and receive no compensation for the discharge of said duties, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Scafani?
Yes.
Steen?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 1920, Chairman of the Board of Assessors and member reappointment for Board of Review. Whereas under Section 22B of Town Law, the Town Board should designate the appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Peter DeMonica be appointed Chairman of the Board of Assessors for the town of Shandaken and receive an annual salary of $37,500 for the fiscal year 2020. Be it further resolved that Lynn Davidson be reappointed to the Assessors Board of Review with her term to expire September 30th, 2024. And I move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Scafani?
Yes.
Steen?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 20-20, Assessor's Clerk. Whereas under Section 20 of the Town Law, notes of Decision 9, the Town Board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Grace Grant be and hereby is reappointed Assessor's Clerk to assist in the clerical duties of the assessors and be paid $14.50 per hour, not to exceed $26,400 for the fiscal year 2020, while discharging the duties of said office, and move its adoption.
Second.
Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 2120, Justice Court Clerk, whereas under Section 20 of the Town Law, notes of Decision 9, the Town Board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Wendy Lockwood be reappointed as clerk for the Justice Court to assist in the clerical duties of the Town Justice Court and be paid an annual salary not to exceed $28,730 for the fiscal year 2020 while discharging the duties of said office. I move its adoption.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 22-20, Police Commission. Whereas pursuant to Section 20 of the Town Law, it is the duty of the Town Board to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be it resolved that Theodore R. Byron, William Lumberg, and William J. McGrath be reappointed to the Police Commission for the year 2020. I move its adoption.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 2320, Town Police Department Chief. Whereas pursuant to Section 20 of the Town Law, the Town Board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town, and therefore be it resolved that Chad Story be and hereby is reappointed Police Chief of the Town of Shandaken Police Department and hold office at the pleasure of the Town Board to receive an annual salary not to exceed $22,000 for the fiscal year 2020 while discharging the duties of said office. I move its adoption.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 24-20, Ambulance Chief Officers and Pay Rates. Whereas under Section 20 of the Town Law, the Town Board shall designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. And whereas in order to address increases in New York State minimum wage laws which exceed existing rates for employees as addresses in the current contract, therefore be it resolved that the following personnel be appointed to the Shandaken Town Ambulance at rates not to exceed the following in fiscal year 2020. Ambulance Chief Richard Mullerley at $20,000 per year. Deputy Ambulance Chief James Coddington at $5,000 per year. Equipment Manager Dennis Frano at $5,000 per year. Line Officer Ernest Longy Jr. at Senior, that's $5,000 per year, and that is provided under contract, said employee shall serve at the discretion of the ambulance chief and town board. Be it further resolved, the following pay rate shall apply for individuals in each class plus longevity pay. Ambulance driver at $11.80 per hour. Ambulance technician at $12.80 per hour. Ambulance paramedic at $20 per hour, and move its adoption.
Second.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 2520, Phoenicia Water District. Whereas pursuant to Section 20 of the Town Law, it is the duty to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be it resolved that Alfred Peavy, John Kill, Don Bucher, and Nick Formont be appointed to the Phoenicia Water Committee for 2020, and be it further resolved that Alfred Peavy chair this committee, and move its adoption.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 26-20, Superintendent of Phoenicia Water District. Whereas under Section 20 of the Town Law, the Town Board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Richard Riccadella hereby is reappointed Superintendent of the Phoenicia Water District and hold office at the pleasure of the Town Board and receive an annual salary not to exceed $23,350 to be dispersed once each month and expenses as allotted in the 2020 budget as pursuant to law, while discharging the duties of said office, and be it further resolved that the town board, upon the recommendation of the water superintendent, hire laborers as the water superintendent deems necessary within the budget constraints. Move its adoption.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 2720, Phoenicia Water District Clerk. Whereas under Section 20 of the Town Law, the Town Board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Barbara Tordek be and hereby is appointed clerk for the Phoenicia Water District and be paid $13.25 hourly, not to exceed $5,000 for the fiscal year 2020, while discharging said duties, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 28-20, Pine Hill Water Committee. Whereas pursuant to Section 20 of the Town Law, it is the duty to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be it resolved that Peter DeMonica, Lowell Smith, Richard Shadle, and Michelle Wooten be appointed to the Pine Hill Water Committee for 2020, and be it further resolved that Michelle Wooten chair this committee, and move its adoption.
Second.
Lisa Klein?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 29-20, Superintendent of the Water District. Whereas under section 20 of the town law, the town board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Donald Clark be and hereby is reappointed superintendent of the Pine Hill Water District and hold office at the pleasure of the town board and receive an annual salary of $25,200 to be dispersed once each month and expenses as allotted in the 2020 budget as pursuant to law while discharging the duties of his office. And be it further resolved that the town board, upon the recommendation of the water superintendent, hire laborers as the water superintendent deems necessary within budget constraints, and moves its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 30-19, Pine Hill Water District Billing Clerk. Whereas under section 20 of the town law, the town board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Barbara Tordak is hereby is reappointed billing clerk for the Pine Hill Water District. To be paid at the rate of $13.25 per hour, not to exceed $2,050 for the fiscal year 2020, while discharging said duties. And be further resolved that she serves at the pleasure of the town board, Pine Hill Water Commissioner, and the tax collector. I move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 31-20, planning board members. Whereas pursuant to section 20 of town law, it is the duty of the town board to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be it resolved that Clifton Robichaud be reappointed to the Shandaken Planning Board with his term to expire in December 31, 2026, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
You gotta get that.
Resolution 32-20, resolution appointing chair and vice chair for the planning board. Whereas pursuant to section 20 of the town law, it is the duty of the town board to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be resolved that Clifton Rebufo be appointed as chair of the planning board and Art Christie be appointed as vice chair of the planning board for the year 2020, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 33-20, zoning board of appeals member, whereas pursuant to section 20 of the town law, it is the duty of the town board to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be it resolved that Gary Guglielmetti be reappointed to the zoning board of appeals with his term to expire on December 31st, 2024, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 34-20, resolution appointing chair and vice chair to the zoning board of appeals. Whereas pursuant to section 20 of the town law, it is the duty of the town board to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be it resolved that Keith Johnson be reappointed as chair and Mark Lothi be reappointed as vice chair of the zoning board of appeals for the year 2020, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 35-20, appointment of municipal code officer and zoning enforcement officer. Whereas pursuant to town law, section 20 and section 138, and pursuant to sections 116-63, 116-64, and 77-11, the code of the town of Shandaken, municipal code officer in the town is responsible for the enforcement of zoning, floodplain administration, building and fire prevention/protection, ordinances, and rules and regulations. Therefore, be it resolved that Howard McGowan be reappointed as municipal code officer to be paid $17.50 per hour, not to exceed $32,000, and in mileage while on town business for the fiscal year 2020, while dispensing the duties of said office, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Resolution 36-20, building department secretary. Whereas under section 20 of the town law, it is the duty of the town board to appoint all employees of the town. Therefore, be resolved that Carrie Guida is reappointed as building department secretary with an hourly rate of $12.50, not to exceed $23,000 for the fiscal year 2020, and serve at the pleasure of the planning board, zoning board of appeals, municipal code officer, zoning enforcement officer, and be accountable to the town board while dispensing duties of said office, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Conner?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Van Marken?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
We're not live anymore.
We're getting there.
We're not live, we're
Resolution 37-20, resolution appointing Parks and Recreation Board members. Whereas pursuant to section 20 of the town law, it is the duty of the town board to appoint all boards and commissions. Therefore, be it resolved that Kathy Williams be reappointed as Glenbrook Park Manager with her term to expire December 31st, 2022. And be it further resolved that Jesse Hooker be appointed to Smith Park Manager with his term to expire December 31st, 2021. And be it yet further resolved that Gail Alba be appointed Parks and Recreation Board Chair with her term to expire December 31st, 2020, and that all shall serve without compensation at the pleasure of the town board, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Fine?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jim Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 38-20, Town Historian, Town Historical Museum Board, and Museum Director. Whereas under section 20 of the town law, the town board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town, and the town board wishes to appoint a town historian. And whereas the town board also recognizes the town of Shandaken Historical Museum maintains a board of directors. Therefore, be it resolved that Kathleen Myers be appointed historian for the town of Shandaken for the year 2020 without compensation while performing the duties of said office. And be it further resolved that William Andrews, Richard J. Ayers, Tikva Fishzang, Robert Cow, June Lamarca, and Mary Lou Stapleton are hereby recognized as being the Town of Shandaken Historical Museum Board, with Mary Lou Stapleton being the chair and Robert Cow being vice chair of the board. And be it yet further resolved that Kathleen Myers be reappointed as museum director and that she receives $12.50 hourly, not to exceed $15,000 as per the 2020 town budget while dispensing duties of said office. And move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Fine?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jim Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 39-20, Ethics Committee. Whereas pursuant to chapter 20 of the Code of the Town of Shandaken, Articles 3, section 20-7, establishment of Board of Ethics. Therefore be it resolved that Richard Lovelace, Helen Morelli, and Chad Story be reappointed as the Ethics Committee for the Town of Shandaken to serve at the pleasure of the town board and to follow chapter 20 of the Code of the Town of Shandaken. And I move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Fine?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jim Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 40-20, Dog Control Officer and Dog Enumerator. Whereas under section 20 of the town law, the town board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore be resolved that Nancy Hudler be hereby reappointed Dog Control Officer and Enumerator for the year 2020 and shall receive an annual salary not to exceed of $11,050, and Tom Ronaldo be hereby reappointed Assistant Dog Control Officer and shall receive an annual wage of $5,200 and contractual expenses of $3,750 for expenses incurred pursuant to law contained within the 2020 budget when discharging the duties of said offices at the pleasure of the board, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Fine?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jim Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 41-20, Recycling Attendant. Whereas under section 20 of the town law, the town board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore be it resolved that Joe Rotella Jr. be reappointed as recycling attendant and be paid $12 hourly, not to exceed $9,360 as per the 2020 town budget while dispensing duties of said office, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Discofani?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jim Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution number 42-20, municipal worker. Whereas pursuant to section 20 of the town law, it is the duty of the town board to appoint all employees of the town. Therefore be it resolved that Robert Gasparini be reappointed as the municipal worker for the town of Shandaken for 2020 at $12 per hour, not to exceed $12,480, while dispensing duties of said office, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Fine?
Yes.
Dean?
Yes.
Jim Martin?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 43-20, Social Services Officer. Whereas under Municipal Affairs, the State Comptroller, Section 71-1098, grants the town board the right to authorize someone to act as Town Social Services Officer. Therefore be it resolved that the town board approves Robert A. Stanley to act as Social Services Officer, to be paid no compensation and be allowed expense money in the amount of $300 for expenses incurred pursuant to law when discharging duties of said office, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Come on, guys. Discofani,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Van Marken.
Yes.
Stanley.
Resolution 44-20, Director of Civil Defense. Whereas under Section 20 of the town law, the town board should designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore, be it resolved that Theodore Byron Jr. be appointed as Director of Civil Defense for the town of Shandaken with no compensation for the year 2020. And move its adoption,
Second.
Second.
Discofani,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Van Marken.
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to correct this. We have two openings on this next board, but we'll make phase, so. Resolution number 45-20. Resolution appointing Catskill Collaborative members, whereas the town of Shandaken is a member community of the Central Catskills Collaborative, which includes municipalities of Andes, Fleischman's, Martinville, Middletown, and Olive. And whereas the town has requested to annually appoint 2 standing members and 1 alternate to the collaborative, therefore be it resolved that the town of Shandaken Town Board hereby reappoints town board member Faye Storms as one of the standing members for the town of Shandaken on the Catskill Collaborative Committee for the year 2020 and move its adoption.
Second.
Discofani,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Van Marken.
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes.
Resolution number 46-1. Advance payment of utility bills. Whereas under section 118, notes of decision 2 of the town law, the town board may authorize payment of public utility service in advance of audit of claims. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the supervisor to pay said bills in advance of audit of claims. And move its adoption.
Second.
Discofani,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Van Marken.
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes.
Resolution 47-20, resolution to pay all bills, whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town for payment to number and total amounts for each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. From general, $39,786.73. From highway, $61,560.33. Phoenicia Water, $6,027.35. Pine Hill Water, $1,234.99. Phoenicia Lights, $1,005.43. Chichester Lights, $153.07. Pine Hill Lights, $591.96 for a grand total of $110,359.86. And I move its adoption.
Second.
Discofani,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Van Marken.
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes.
Resolution 48-20, authorize agreement with ADP Payroll Services. Whereas the town supervisor's office has recognized the need to change payroll accounting service provider for the town, and whereas ADP LLP is capable of providing these services at a cost savings for the town, therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Shandaken does hereby authorize the town supervisor to enter into an agreement with ADP LLP for payroll services for the fiscal year of 2020 and moving forward, and move its adoption.
Second.
Discofani,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Van Marken.
Yes.
Stanley.
Yes, I don't know how that worked out. My lap did it. Resolution 49-20, supporting participation in the New York City funded flood buyout program for 5256 New York State Route 28, Mount Trinket, New York. Whereas the town of Shandaken is subject to flooding that can damage property, close roads, disrupt traffic, and present a public health and safety hazard. And whereas at the request of local communities, funding from the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, is being made available to help property owners who qualify for the NYC-funded flood buyout program, the NYC FFBO, based on eligibility criteria in 5 categories. 1, hydraulic study properties recommended by engineering analysis. 2, CWC flood hazard mitigation implementation program. 3, community-approved stream management project. 4, erosion hazard. And 5, inundation hazard. And whereas the town of Shandaken has conducted a local flood analysis, LFA, including hydraulic analysis of flooding in the town, and the LFA recommends certain properties that are subject to repetitive flood damages should be considered for flood buyout. And whereas the property at 5256 New York State Route 28, Mount Tremper, New York 12457, section block and lot 25.10-4-24.100 has been recommended for consideration for buyout in the LFA, and the town has been approached by Robert J. Kirkpatrick III and Casey I. Kirkpatrick, I have difficulty with that. The owners of the property are requesting to participate in the NYC FFBO program under the hydraulic study category. And whereas the town of Shandaken has the option to decline ownership of the property, choosing instead that the city of New York own the property, and the town understands that this city-owned property will be managed by the city as open space. Minimal management of the property will be performed, such as maintaining boundary lines, posting signs, and annually inspecting the property. And whereas at some point in the future, should the town of Shandaken want the property actively managed, i.e. mowing, snow plowing, constructing, or maintaining permissible recreational facilities, the city will consider issuing the town a revocable land use permit to address these activities or any other maintenance request by the town. However, the DEP in its discretion has the right to approve or reject any such request. Now therefore be it resolved, the town of Shandaken Town Board approves Robert J. Kirkpatrick III and Casey I. Kirkpatrick, homeowners of 5256 New York State Route 28, Mount Trinity, New York 12457, to apply for the NYC FFBO program to permanently remove this flood hazard risk, allowing the DEP to begin assisting in the real estate process. Be it further resolved, the town of Shandaken Town Board opts to allow the city of New York owning the property as open space with the above acknowledged management conditions, and move its adoption.
Second.
Mr. Stefano?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Ed Markey?
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes. That's it. Yeah, take a breather. With that, we will move on to open public comment. I saw our police chief came in. Would you like to read your report?
Sure.
Will we have the opportunity?
Actually, I gave you Joyce.
Oh.
Go ahead, Joyce.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do it. You really want me to read all these,
No, just that,
About
total?
it's 193 calls for the month of December, and overall for the year, we handled 3,200 calls roughly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
All right.
that's my report.
Exactly right. I
We're pretty
concur.
good, right?
I concur.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you heard in that one resolution, we still have standing openings. We do have an opening. We're waiting to hear Don Brewer to step down as the chair of the planning board. So we're waiting for the planning board to perform an interview. We do have an applicant for that open position right now. We're just waiting for that recommendation to come through, and we'll appoint that opening come February meeting. We also have an opening on the ZBA as well that's still standing, following Ralph Reese's departure. And we have an opening on the Parks and Rec Board for manager of Parish Field, as well as two openings, one as a standing member of the Catskill Collaborative, as well as an alternate member. Generally, the alternate should be from one of the boards in town. It could be any of the volunteer boards from the town level. The other one just needs to be a general resident or business owner within the town to make him. It's a voluntary position.
How often do they meet?
They meet about once a month. And that's basically to deal with scenic highway issues, such and such. Anybody else, public comment? Open public comment? Dennis, yes.
The New York City land purchase that I'm not sure, what does that bring the number of properties up to the city acquired?
I'd have to look it up.
You know what they're doing, don't you?
What's that?
Undermining the town's tax base.
Well, one, from my perspective as a floodplain manager, that property is in the floodplain, and if somebody was gonna try to build on it, they'd have to build like 13 feet in the air. So it's really an unbuildable lot almost at
That
this
only
point.
became an issue when they stopped allowing the contractors to put machinery in the creek to pull the gravel. But the state can go in there and take gravel.
Did Rick send you here?
Okay.
Speak it up. It's like Beetlejuice.
No, Rob, New York State DEC is in the creek down there on,
I remember when I was a kid in buses and stuff.
you know what I mean? But they won't allow anybody else to go in there to help save the property.
Under the mapping, that, it's not just directly adjacent to the stream there. It's that entire area. Like, it'll come right through Jeff Collins's stone yard as, I mean, it flowed right through there. So, and that wasn't the 100-year flood. So, I mean, it's just getting people, and if they wanna get out of harm's way, we're not getting in the way of them. You know, if they wanna look at an option that they can get bought out, and save some money. And it's gonna be hard pressed to sell it privately, like I said, because it's not gonna be a very buildable lot.
You know, that whole stretch up above, like right there by McKinley Hollow, same thing, they won't even let the county go in to protect the bridge, to get the gravel out, because it's built up so much. The high water, that's why it sends it right down Emory Road.
That's not exactly correct. I don't know what county, well, as an employee, I can imagine what county's telling you, but county could certainly apply themselves a little bit more to getting the project done there, so.
Well, he works for the county, you should know.
I'm just telling you, like, it has to come from people above him, we have to apply, so. Just telling you. Alright, any other public comments? If not, I'd like to move to adjourn the meeting in memory of Sharon Carr and Emily Osborne. Motion to adjourn,
Make that motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Happy New Year, folks.
Rick, I'm going by the post office.